countdown to this moment for Super Bowl 42.
That day, we were the underdogs. It was a game many thought was over before we even played.
Unless the Giants can come back here, the undefeated Patriots are poised to make Super Bowl history.
I knew I was open, but I wouldn't be open for long.
Direct snap to Manning. Back to throw. The rush.
As I look back, it was easy to see Eli was under duress.
Gonna be hit. Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it.
Unbelievable.
And he fires it off. What a catch by Tyree.
How in the world did he do that?
I have no idea.
The New York Giants drafted me in the 6th round of the 2003 draft, and it was everything that I was looking for. You know, I had some tremendous challenges through college, and getting the field, getting the recognition, and now I felt like, you know, this is finally it. So it was about that. It was about that glory for me as a rookie, and I just enjoyed every moment of it. You know, most people would like to think that, you know, money would solve all your problems. And I found that the money only multiplied the evils that were in my life. It just gave me access to more of the things that I craved the most, whether, you know, if I had women, it just made me that much more likable by women. If I loved alcohol, now I was able to get all the alcohol I wanted. I loved, you know, now, whereas maybe in time past I didn't have marijuana, now I'm able to buy all the marijuana that I wanted. You know, I was one person in public and a totally different person in private. My struggles with alcohol were a lot more than just having a good time and getting wasted and laughing away. I was totally, you know, just inebriated to the point where I couldn't keep my composure. There were times where my blackouts, you know, led me to places where I woke up the next day and naked in a bed and not knowing, you know, what happened the night before. You know, I smoked weed every single day throughout my rookie year, and I began to not just smoke the weed, I began to sell the weed. I'll never forget those sirens in my rearview mirror, the sound and how my heart dropped in that very moment. You know, being asked to get out that car and them searching the car and pulling out that half a pound of marijuana. And it was a deflating moment in my life. For the first time, you know, as I was being pulled into that Fort Lee jail cell, I realized that I was broken. You know, I was broken and there was no one to look at other than myself. And at that moment, nothing else mattered. I just knew I needed something more. I just cried out in desperation and just said, God, all I know is I need you. In that following weekend, after I got arrested, I ended up in the back of a church in a fetal position, crying and weeping out to God. I could no longer resist God's love. As I received God's forgiveness, I knew that I was new. The person of Jesus Christ was now a reality in my life. It wasn't just a myth. It wasn't just a figment or this idea. The forgiveness of sins is what actually sets man free. And I was immediately transformed. I knew that I experienced a love that had changed my life forever, and I knew there was never going to be any looking back for me.